Gunderson, former head of the FBI in Southern California, retired in 1979. If you want the full story, you want to know what's going on, watch Jay Wagener.
Welcome to On Second Thought. I am Brianna Moore, co-hosting today. Thank you for joining us where William J. Wagener gives you reason to have second thoughts. And now for the host and producer of On Second Thought, the good guy in the white hat, William J. Wagener.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction. I am William Wagener.
I want to ask Linda Cator if she will come, and I want her to tell her story, because this is one of the most devastating stories I've ever heard. What happened at that point?
Well, I'm not a public speaker, okay, and I'm not an attorney. I'm just a regular person. I was a mom up till about 3 years ago. My daughter, I'm not going to go into what led into it because my attorney's not here and he'll really get mad. So what I will tell you is what happened that night is my daughter had been at a party the week before at a man named Mr. Humayun Bakhtar's. He stole my daughter's jacket. She had just gotten it for Christmas. And I was very angry about it when she came home without it. And for a week, I was upset about it. Not enough to throw her out of the house over it, but it was a serious condition. On that Monday night, it was just 4 days after her birthday. Andrea had a boyfriend at the time. This man, Humayun Bakhtar, called my house and said he had found Andrea's jacket, but he was having a meeting and that she could come over at 8:30. She left my house about 8:30. I called her on the phone. She said, I just got to here. I'm leaving in 5 minutes. I called her back in 5 minutes. She said, I'm leaving now. I never saw my daughter again that night. About midnight, Mr. Bakhtar called me on the phone and said that my daughter had had surgery and that the doctor wanted to know what what medication she was on. She hadn't had surgery. She'd had a couple of cavities filled that day. So I didn't know what his problem was. He said she was at the hospital. I hung up on him. We had some words first. Then I called the hospital and I was trying to find out what was going on with my daughter, and that's when I heard the words that no parent ever wants to hear. Is we did everything we could. We couldn't resuscitate her.
Those findings are consistent with an upper airway obstruction. She didn't choke on any food because there was none described as found in the airways at the autopsy report, nor did she have any solid food in her stomach. She just had liquid in her stomach. So the only upper airway obstruction would have to be some type of suffocation or smothering.
Which would mean probable homicide.
Correct.
Dr. Bonnell, you issued a letter indicating that you hope they would continue to investigate the death of Andrea Nelson as a suspicious death. What were the key factors that made you issue that letter?
The key factors were twofold. There was both the inconsistencies in the history and there were autopsy findings that made it suspicious. And there were autopsy findings that made it suspicious. And there were autopsy findings that made it suspicious. And there were autopsy findings that made it suspicious.